bad guys are going to take over the planet, and it's actually involved in a much bigger and more obscure plot that goes on uh, by the character we know as the Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace.
Maul is an old adversary, and a persistent one at that.
I was apprenticed to the most powerful being in the galaxy once.
This is my apprentice, Darth Maul.
I was destined to become so much more. But I was robbed of that destiny by the Jedi, by Obi-Wan Kenobi.
The lore of the Phantom Menace's Darth Maul is the single most dramatic character arc in all of Star Wars. Say what you will about the space opera of the Skywalker family, but I believe that Maul's story is the most gut-wrenching and heart-wrenching of them all. We begin on the planet of Dathomir, a planet with a strong blood-red fixture and also an immensely strong presence to the dark side of the Force. Dathomir was the birthplace of Darth Maul. There, he lived under the Night Sisters and began his life in perhaps one of the darkest corners of the universe. At the age of 1, however, Maul was given up by his mother to Lord Sidious, who she pleaded with to save her son from the terrors of Dathomir and the regime of the Night Brothers. Initially reluctant, Sidious took the young Maul after seeing the immense connection the youngling had with the Force, for which Palpatine knew he could use to his advantage down the road. And so he did. Fast forward 20 years later, after years of training and manipulation from Sidious, the newfound Sith, Darth Maul, had been a fully formed Dark Force user. He had abilities and power like no other Sith in the galaxy, like no one had seen other than Palpatine himself had possessed. And with these powers and years of brooding hate for Jedi Knights, as so perpetuated by Sidious, he was determined to finish off the Jedi Order completely. Maul believed he was the one who was destined to crumble the Jedi and completely wipe out any signs of the light side of the Force. And he would soon get his chance in the film The Phantom Menace on the planet of Naboo in the culminating scene when he faced both Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn and Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi. However, things didn't really play out like Maul had foreseen. Maul initially dueled Qui-Gon Jinn after Obi-Wan was barred off from the shield doors and unable to pursue the fight any longer. Using his aggressive fighting style and inner youth, Maul struck down the Elder Master Jedi. However, the Sith had yet to test his skills on the young Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi. The two Force users clashed, and Maul had seemingly taken the advantage when Kenobi was left dangling on the edge of the nearby melting pit. All hope had seemed lost for Obi-Wan. However, using his Force abilities, he jumped over Maul and apprehended his master's lightsaber, fatally striking Maul through the waist completely. The end of the Phantom Menace would have you believe Maul was dead, but this wasn't necessarily true. In fact, 10 years later, Maul would be resurrected by the Night Sisters and return as a dangerous Force user and Sith. Now pledging to get revenge against his former master for abandoning him, as well as killing the man who had ended his reign of power all those years ago, Obi-Wan Kenobi. However, once again, things would not play out as Maul had foreseen. After taking his brother Oprus as an apprentice, The two travel to the planet Mandalore, hoping to seize power and instill a new regime called the Death Watch. However, from afar, Sidious saw Maul's plot for power and knew he couldn't stand for it. In the midst of their rule on Mandalore, Sidious confronted the two brothers, hoping to put an end to their reign. And that he did. Sidious easily wielded his lightsaber and used his superior force abilities to disarm both brothers and even end up killing Maul's brother Oprus. Maul would be left enraged by Sidious's actions, and we wouldn't see him for years to come. Following his engagement with Sidious and the loss of his brother Oprus, Maul would go on to dwell in the criminal underworld of the Outer Rim. The next pivotal time Star Wars fans would see Darth Maul is in the show Star Wars Rebels, where during a conflict with the Jedi, Maul would end up tracking down an older Obi-Wan Kenobi in hopes of finally finishing off what he had started all those years ago, to take out the light side of the Force and seek his revenge. Maul ended up tracking Kenobi on the planet of Tatooine. When Maul ended up confronting Obi-Wan Kenobi, their battle lasted very shortly. Obi-Wan Kenobi was able to swiftly end Maul using his years of accumulated ability. After some brief dialogue between the old enemies after Maul's last breath, he came to learn that Obi-Wan was there protecting the Chosen One, the one to end the Sith, including his old master Sidious. Taking comfort in this resolution, Maul died in the hands of the Padawan who had struck him down all those years ago in a state of comfort. I think there's a pretty clear conclusion Star Wars fans can conclude when it comes to Maul's story arc. From the beginning, Maul was engulfed with hate. Dathomir's dark force presence and Palpatine's early influence, it all led him to this down road that he couldn't really escape. One engulfed in the dark side, hating all Jedi, there was no possible way or no possible outcome that he could ever find himself under the influence so early on. And I think for that reason, not being able to find himself at all, Maul was destined for a road of darkness, and I think that's probably why it's the saddest and most tragic Star Wars character arc, I think, of all time. I'll leave you guys this and pose a question. What do you guys think? Do you think maybe Anakin's story is a little bit more tragic? Do you think Maul's takes the top? I'm not sure. If you liked this video and you enjoyed, I'm going to be making some more videos. Hopefully it'll get better. And I appreciate you guys sticking along for the ride. Have a good one.